if we think about stress and burnout as, uh, a phenomenon that all of us experience to some degree at some point in our lives, if not, every single day. What are the impacts on our body? And some of them are going to sound obvious: fight or flight, and the impact of just stress increasing hormonal levels like cortisol in our body, that then will increase blood pressure and heart rate. That's never a good thing. That stress really impacts our cardiovascular system in negative ways because if we don't have, to your point, if we don't treat the underlying cause and we're just doing sort of bandage approach to the symptoms, then we're going to have more and more times of our day with elevated blood pressure. And then at some point, it's just going to set in and be a chronic issue. So I'd say the more obvious impacts on our heart health and our cardiovascular system, which a lot of people sort of tie to. But there's other impacts of tension and stress and burnout from workplaces that don't foster inclusiveness and a focus on wellness. Yeah, we don't talk enough about how stress actually keeps muscles in a semi-contracted state. So tension headaches and migraines can be very common amongst those that are experience this sort of lived experience at work. Worsening of fibromyalgia, if you have that at baseline, uh, being in a stressful environment or an environment like we're describing can worsen that. Low back pain is actually worsened in the setting of stress and burnout. This may seem non-specific, but this is really important. There's the mind gut axis, and where basically if you have a stressed mind, you're going to have a stressed gut, and really that can manifest as, just to be completely blunt here, irritable bowel syndrome and just complete disturbance of your gut, and the fact that you can't eat the things you normally eat, or you're just constantly feeling unwell, stomach pain, chronic nausea, appetite loss, or binge cycles. This is actually quite common amongst those that have stress. And then lastly, just say, I would say anybody that's experienced chronic workplace stress, focus or a place that isn't focused on inclusiveness, doesn't have supportive leadership, you probably have poor sleep. And usually what happens here is you have poor sleep, early morning awakenings, non-restorative sleep, and then it creates a vicious cycle where poor sleep actually results in increased secretion of a hormone called ghrelin,